Hi, I'm Em, and this is the Ewe Up vlog. Welcome back. I'm Em, a knitter and kind of pattern designer living in British Columbia, Canada, and this is my cozy little corner of the internet where I talk all things fiber arts. Thank you for being here. Welcome back if you're a regular viewer, and hello to all the new viewers. I'm very happy you tuned in. We're gonna do another full podcast style update because I have some finished objects to tell you about and a couple of projects on the go as well. So let's dive in. So first things first, I am wearing a finished object. It's not a hand knit also, which is incredible. I did sew this up a couple weekends ago. This is the phyllo top, and it was a great pattern to dip my toes back into the craft. I am not joking when I say I haven't picked up my sewing machine in years, like probably 4 or 5 years. It's kind of just been tucked away at the back of a closet. And I have all of this fabric, this really beautiful fabric from when I was really into sewing, like years back, during my early university days. And I just want to use it up. I'm not gonna, start buying tons of fabric again, but I would like to work through the stash that I've got, get some projects going, and then I probably won't come back to it very often, but at least I will have achieved the goal of using up all my fabric and not letting it go to waste, and making some really nice pieces for my wardrobe as well. Came across this pattern from Bee of Maker Bee. They made one in a really beautiful blue color, and I thought, oh, I've been wanting like a boxy linen top. I have pink linen blend fabric in my stash. I wonder if I have enough, and I had like just enough. And actually half of the hem binding or facing is absolutely not cut in the correct direction because I just ran out of enough width doing it that way. So I popped that at the back so nobody will notice because the back is none of my business. But yeah, so I had just enough to knit. Oh my God, you can see that I'm really out of practice with sewing. I had just enough to sew up size 2. This is view C, it's the sleeveless version, but I do like that it kind of has a sleeve almost, like it's a little bit, it's not fully a tank top, So I think it'll be really nice in the hot summer heat. The armholes are nice and big and loose, so there will be airflow. I think I'm gonna get a ton of wear out of this year. I'll pop in a photo here so that you can kind of see it in action, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I won't be showing you any close-ups because my seams are wonky as heck, like especially the underarm where I'm putting the facing in. Nobody's ever gonna see that. It's embarrassing how bad it is. But like I said, this was my first project after years of not sewing, so I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I even have some seams that are lined up. Shocking, I know. But overall, great experience. The finished object definitely outweighs having to tape together all of the paper pattern pieces and then cut them out and then pin them and cut out the fabric all on my dining room floor because I don't have a big enough workspace to handle that. I set up my sewing machine on my tiny dining table and I had a big heavy towel on my dining table as well with my iron because I don't have an ironing board, but you know what? You make do. You make do, and it still turned out really cute. I'm very happy with it. I could see myself making another one in the future, but like I said, or maybe I haven't said yet, but right now my goal is to not buy more fabric and just work through the fabric that I already have in stash. I have some beautiful red gingham cotton that I thrifted, and I think I have enough where I could like make a dress out of that. And then I have quite a bit of this gorgeous heavy linen in a deep olive color. And I really want to make a pair of pants with that, but I'm having trouble deciding. I really like the look of like the bob pants, but I have a lot of barrel leg pants in my closet already, so I'm kind of wondering if I should go for more of like a straight or wide leg. If you have suggestions, pop them in the comments, because I'm not super widespread in the sewing world. So if you know of any designers that you think would match my style, please pop them in the comments so I can check them out. Anyway, enough about this. Let's get on to the knitting. This is my Eloise bandana, which is a test knit for Katrin Seeberger. It is beautiful all over colorwork, and I chose the tomato motif. My edges are curling a bit because I think I did my bind off too loose. So I might go back and redo the I-cord bind off just to make sure that it's like solid. But I think it's adorable. I love it so much. And I love how these colors play together. So the contrast, the kind of yellow speckled color is Paradise from Twisted Ambitions yarn. And then this red orange is Puffer Coat by ZZ Textiles. And I think honestly, they were a match made in heaven for this project. I used less than a full skein of both, so under 400 yards. I probably have enough of the Paradise yarn to make like a pair of socks. And then the Puffer Coat skein I actually stole from a sweater quantity that I have, so the extras will be going back in there. But yeah, it's so cute. I love it so much. I can't wait to wear it. It's too hot here now. Every day is like 30 degrees, so I will not be wearing a hand knit bandana, but I'm excited for chillier evenings where I can toss it over. Katrin's pattern is super clear, super easy to follow. There's a ton of different motifs you can choose from or mix and match. And I think there's also a blank diamond so that you can kind of make your own motif. So there's endless possibilities for this. This is the larger shawlette size. There is a smaller bandana size. I think mine ended up smaller than the shawlette should have been, which I think is just me holding my floats too tight, which here, I'll show you the back. There's the back. And I mean, it's glorious. Like, my floats are gorgeous, but I do think they were a little too tight, and so the yarn wasn't able to bloom as much as it should. That's my theory. Also, my I-cord on the edges. Katrin warned us. She said, make sure you're doing that loose. And the whole time I was knitting, I was like, wow, I am knitting this so loose. It's gonna be great. This is tight, man. So, user error, totally my fault that it ended up a little bit smaller. What are you gonna do? I enjoyed it so much, and I can definitely see myself making more of these in the future, especially the little bandana ones. I think those would be so cute. I've seen other testers styling them in their hair and everything. So cute. So I think I'll have to cast another one on soon, but make sure you're following Katrin for all the details for the Eloise bandana release day. So here's another very exciting FO. It's completely the wrong season for it, which is why I'm not wearing it, but I finished my Teresia cardigan and I love it so much. I mean, look at the buttons with the cables and everything. I'm so happy with how this turned out. So if you kind of missed the introduction to this project. This is the Teresia cardigan by Gregoria Fibers, and it's modified. I have a tendency to modify every single knit that I make, even if it's my first time knitting it. So this is no exception. The original pattern holds a fingering weight and a mohair, and it's got like a little loop button situation. And I loved the little cables going down it. I loved the shoulder construction, which I'll show you there. So it's like a contiguous European shoulder, question mark. I loved those aspects of it, and that it was just simple, classic kind of cut. But I didn't like the little loop button thing. I thought it would kind of limit its versatility in my wardrobe. So I added a double knit button band, and then I was very kindly gifted these buttons by Pigeon Wishes, which is a small shop out of England, and I've used their buttons before on my green clematis sweater, so I knew they'd have the perfect button for this, and they did. It's the color Nightshade. And at the time where I was wanting to order them, they didn't have the size I needed in stock. So I just messaged them and I said, hey, is this coming back anytime soon? They very kindly offered to send them to me free of charge, which is just like, I cried a little. It's still astounding to me that like these kind of connections come up and people are so generous. Like, it's a beautiful thing. But anyway, I'm not gonna get teary on me. And they sent me 2 sizes, which means I was in a bit of a choice paralysis for quite a while, trying to pick between the 2 sizes. In the end, I went for little clusters of 2 small buttons, and I love it. Oh my gosh, it's such a fun little unique aspect to this that really levels it up from just classy into like classy and a little bit whimsical. And it fits perfectly. The yarn bloomed just the right amount to get the perfect fit. Overall, I'm just very happy with it. I think I have about 70 grams of the 3rd ball left, so this used 2 and just a bit skeins of 75-25 from Pigment and Ply. And I'm glad that I have a bit left over because I love this blue. I love it. So I'll probably make a pair of socks out of the remainder, unless I find something with some color work that I want to use it for. But I think it'll become socks because I already have kind of like a little vision in my mind for it. We'll see. All that to say, I love how it turned out. Very happy with this. You'll see a lot more of this come fall once it's actually weather appropriate. Next up, I have some bad news, but I'll show it to you first. This is the Moon Crush tank by Jack Cieslak. And I can't even show you, my edges are folding in on themselves. There we go. So it's the Moon Crush tank top. It is knit flat in panels, and it's got some fun intarsia swoopy bits. And I'm making this for my partner. It was, my thought was to show off this yarn, also by Twisted Ambitions. It's a Twisted Ambitions summer. This is called Hot Boy Summer. And then we just got some, I don't know, off-white Cascade 220, I think, or something. And then this is Punch Fascist by Fiber Goddess. And I was so stoked, and I was getting so close to finishing the front panel, and I held it up to him. It's too small. And I did all of my measuring. I double checked everything because it's a lot of knitting to take apart. So I double checked. I followed the pattern suggestion for choosing his size with the recommended ease and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take this apart. Oh, I can already feel myself getting ready to cry. Anyway, that's that. I'm gonna have to take this all apart, which is gonna be a nightmare because of the intarsia, but I'm gonna rope my partner into helping me, and then we will make probably just one size up would be okay, because it'll grow with blocking a little bit. Probably just one size would be enough. But yeah. There go my plans for getting it done by the end of June. The universe has come back to humble me. But that's okay. We'll take it apart and start fresh, and hopefully I can get it done by the end of July, maybe? If I really work hard on it. Even if I could get it done like early August, I'd be happy with that. He'd be able to wear it. But yeah, it's very sad. I'm loving how it was working up, like all of these colors and everything. They're so fun. So it'll be just as fun to re-knit it, but I'm not looking forward to taking it apart. It's gonna be an experience. Okay, let's end this podcast on a happier note. I have a new cast on. It looks so messy right now. Please don't judge all my ends. This is the start of the Rue du Bac sweater by Marie Tricotte, Marie Renier. These are the shoulder. You start by double knitting the shoulder bands, and then you work the back and the front separately to under the arms, and then you join in the round. It's got a cute little collar. And I have completed the back section. So now I just have to work the front. I am using Le Petit Lamsois by Biche et Bûche in the color Candy, and I'm holding it double. The original pattern works out to like a sport weight in terms of gauge. I'm holding it double. This is definitely like a DK fabric, but I did math. I think I mentioned this in the last video. I did the math. I did a swatch. Who is she? So I'm knitting a size smaller to get the intended fit that I want, because I am holding it double, and when this blooms, it'll be a larger gauge. So, very happy with how it's turning out. My friend Rachel of ZZ Textiles saw this on Instagram and she said it looks iridescent, and she is so right. Like, look at that. I love all the colors in here. And I think I mentioned this previously too, but like from far away it looks just like a nice light gray, and then the closer you get, the more the colors become apparent. So I'm done the back section. It's been super, super lovely to work on, just easy knitting, which is what I needed after the colorwork shawl and the cables and the intarsia that's gone wrong. Simple was exactly what I needed. And now I'm excited to work on the front, because once I get it in the round, whoo, it will be flying off the needles. I'm going away at the end of July to a little island off the coast of Vancouver Island, and I think this would be amazing to have for, you know, evening walks along the ocean. I'll definitely need a little bit of warmth, so I think this would be perfect. So if I can get it done before then, I will be a happy camper. I am not a camper, but we're gonna go with it. This yarn is more rustic than what I work with normally, but I really like it, and I think it'll withstand the amount of wear that I think this will get really well. It doesn't feel very lanolin-y, like in the skein or in the cake, but I have noticed, like, knitting with it, my hands do feel slick, especially if I'm working on it for quite an extended period of time. I'm not worried about it. I don't mind it. I don't mind a bit of lanolin. And I'm sure with a block, most of it will come out. Overall, super happy with this project, really enjoying knitting on it, and I can't wait to show you the finished object. Hopefully soon. Depends how much knitting time I can get. over the next little while. Thank you so much for joining me on this quick little podcast recap. I'm hoping I can keep up the podcast energy and be a little bit more consistent. Fingers crossed. But I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you're working on in the comments below. Again, if you know of any sewing pattern designers that you think I'd like, pop them in the comments. I deeply appreciate it. And thank you all for clicking on this video and watching it through. It means a lot to me. Happy knitting, happy sewing, and I'll see you guys next time.